How did I get into Microsoft? Around 6 years ago, I was working in Madrid. I founded a startup. The startup was about a recommendation solution for the retail industry, where we use computer vision to make recommendations. So it was visual recommendations. And before that, I studied electrical engineering, and I transitioned from electrical engineering to robotics and AI. So I was kind of there in Madrid, and the startup was not going very well, and I decided to apply to some companies. I applied to many in Madrid, and just as a moonshot, I applied to a couple in London, and one of them obviously was Microsoft. And after 2-3 months, they called me, and I had to do a first screening interview around half an hour, and then I had I passed that interview, and then they booked me a flight from Madrid to London, and I had an on-site interview there in London. And honestly, I was not expecting to get an offer. I was the only Spanish person in the team, and reflecting on why I think they like my profile, I think the first thing was that I was able to transition from electrical engineering to robotics AI, and that transition shows that I'm able to learn new things, right? And the other thing I think they liked is that I proved that I had bias for action, in the sense that I founded a company. Actually, it was my second startup. So that showed that, I had a profile that I will be able to generate solutions when there is a lot of complexity and a lot of problems. And I think these are two skills that any person looking for getting into a top AI company needs to have. They need to have this adaptability, being able to adapt, and also being able to have a bias for action, to solve problems. When there is a lot of complexity, there are a lot of moving parts, you try to the best of your ability to provide a solution that works.